Hi everyone, Jus4SweetZ here. Today we are going to start with some pumpkin stuff. It's the season of pumpkin and I want to share a couple of my recipes with you. Now this one can be used in a couple different ways. I'm going to initially show you how to make this pumpkin dip, and then in another video I'll show you how to make a yummy dessert with the reserved pumpkin dip. So I have a 15-ounce can of pumpkin. I'm only going to make half of a batch today, so you will, if you want to make a full batch, you would use this whole can. I'm going to cut my recipe in half. So I'm using a half a can of pumpkin. I'm using a half a block of cream cheese. I'm going to use about a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice, and you can get this down your spice aisle. I have some homemade whipped cream that I'm going to add a dollop of that to, and some orange zest. So let's go ahead and get started. You're going to use a food processor. You can mix by hand if you want to. I don't want to, so we're going to use my food processor. So I've got this ready to go. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and I'm going to eye this half can of pumpkin. Like I said, if you want to make the whole can of pumpkin, you use 1 full block of cream cheese, 2 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice, and 2 big dollops of fresh whipped cream. Or if you prefer to use a Cool Whip or something, you can do that as well. Next, we're going to add our cream cheese. This is great to serve with graham crackers, vanilla wafers, ginger snaps. You can serve this with fruit. You could serve it with like an angel food cake. It's kind of like a pumpkin cheesecake dip. Let me wash my hands real quick. I've got cream cheese all over me. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add our nice big dollops of our heavy whipped cream. Now, if you're interested in making my whipped cream, this is my Starbucks replica whipped cream, and I have a video on that. So you can copy it or you can make your own. So we've got our big dollops of whipped cream in there. And then we're going to need our teaspoon, which my teaspoon seems to be gone, so we'll use 2 half teaspoons of our pumpkin pie spice. And you can adjust this to your tasting if you want less of this or more. It depends on how spicy you like your dip. Okay, so basically what you can see is we're just adding it all into the food processor. Now I'm going to add roughly a teaspoon of orange zest. You can leave the orange zest out if you like, or you can add more, or you can add less. So I've got a little bit of orange zest. That gives it just a nice citrus flavor, balances out some of those yummy fall smells. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, let me get that cleaned off, and we are going to mix this all together. You want to kind of go in there and check the consistency. Looks pretty good, not quite mixed. You want it to be nice and creamy. Now, if you have any residue on the sides, just go in there, kind of scrape it out one time so that you get everything mixed together. If you see my arm in there, I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep it out of the way. Okay. Let's go in here and chop this again. Everything should be nice and mixed. I'm going to put this in a serving dish and show you what it looks like. Okay, so before putting it in a serving dish, I forgot one very important ingredient. You want to sweeten this up a little bit. Now, you don't want it too sweet, but you want a pumpkin-y cheesecake flavor, and I was scooping it into my serving dish and realized, yeah, I forgot the sugar. So, to your list of ingredients, you need to add some powdered sugar to this. Now feel free to substitute that with a coconut sugar or a brown sugar. If you use brown sugar, I want you to use a little bit less because it does have the molasses and, you know, it's a little bit thicker. So whichever you choose to use, I'm going to actually use powdered sugar in mine. And I'm going to use roughly around 1/4 to 1/3 of a cup. And we're going to place that in there because we do need to sweeten our dip a little bit. So now let's do the grind here. I knew I was missing an important ingredient. So I'm going to continue mixing this, and I'll be back to finally have it in a serving dish for you, and we'll check it out. Okay, so this is complete. We have it in a serving dish. I have already tasted it. Let me just tell you, see, I have my spoon that I scooped it out with, and then I put my finger in there and tasted it. Let me just tell you, You taste all the rich flavors of the pumpkin pie spice. You get a hint of that cream cheese in there like a cheesecake, and then you get the little sweetness of the sugar that I finally added in. And then you can taste that zest of orange in there. It's a very light hint of it, but you can taste it and it just feels so fall and so warm. This is a great, great dip. I've made this several times. People love it. So like I said, you can get vanilla wafers, graham crackers, fruit, marshmallows, and another great idea if you want to make it really festive and you're taking this somewhere for the holiday or maybe a potluck. Get those ready-made pie crusts, and all you have to do is roll them out, get a cookie cutter, cut out some leaves and some pumpkins, put a little bit of egg wash or a little bit of butter on them, sprinkle them with some cinnamon sugar, bake them off, put this in the center of a serving platter and put those baked pie crusts around it, and you've got pumpkin pie on a plate. If I get a chance, I will make a video for that just to show you the presentation of it. I'm hoping that I can do that. But it would be wonderful because you'd basically be getting little bites of pumpkin pie with the pie crust and the cheesecake flavoring and the pumpkin flavoring without having that heavy piece of pie. You can lighten it up a little bit and use Neufchâtel or fat-free cream cheese. I don't recommend fat-free cream cheese. It just does not have the same flavor. But if you want to lighten it up a little bit, you can sure do that. Great idea to serve at Thanksgiving because everyone is so full from eating all day. Instead of making a big pie, make this wonderful pumpkin pie dip. Even drizzle some caramel on top of it, sprinkle some pecans or some walnuts on top of it. And like I said, cut out shapes of pie crusts and serve them on a platter and people will go crazy, I guarantee it. Now to top mine off, I'm going to go ahead and take a little dash of my pumpkin pie spice just to make it a little bit more pretty and place that on top. And then I'm going to take some zest of my orange and we'll put that on top as well, just to give it a little bit of decoration. And if you wanted to, you could even put a dollop of whipped cream. But there it is. There is my wonderful pumpkin pie cheesecake dip. I hope you get a chance to make this. I hope you try it. It is absolutely amazing. And if anybody out there is going to do that pie crust idea, let me know and what people think. I'd love to know. I just thought of that as I was making the video, or I would have had it ready to show. Anyway, one more thing. If you go to Facebook, if you have a Facebook page, Big Meat Sunday is in a crock pot contest through it's crock/pot seasonings. If you go on Facebook and look for that particular page, like the page, and then down in a box they have a contest, and go to that contest. And he made a wonderful ginger, it's like a ginger, some kind of ginger rib. I'm not looking straight at it, but it looks amazing. And I cannot wait to make them. But go on there and go ahead and vote for him. Let's show him some YouTube support, and let's help him along. The winner gets $8,500 in groceries, and he is going to donate that to somebody or to a specific organization. I know he's donating it. But I've gone on there and voted for him, and I cannot wait to try his ribs. They look absolutely amazing. Go on there, vote for him. You have until November 18th. And every day they give away a prize to somebody who votes. So you could be one of the lucky winners that wins daily. You never know. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that in there. I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. And until next time, next video, have a great day, everyone, and God bless.